Episode 3, The Twins Intro. They say mirrors were not made to reflect our faces, but our souls. Every reflection, every echo, every shadow that moves when we stand still, they belong to them. The ones who were never meant to be. The ones who look like us, but aren't. Tonight we meet them, the twins. The birth of the twins in the early ages of the spectral realm, before kingdoms formed. Before spirits learned their names, there was a lake that reflected not the sky, but memory. It was called the Veil Water. To look into it was to see what should have been, not what was. From its still surface were born two souls, not as separate beings, but as one thought split in two. They were known as Lyra and Leorin, the mirror burn. Neither living nor dead, they emerged as perfect reflections of each other. One heart divided between two bodies. They could feel each other's emotions as if they were shared breaths. When one laughed, the other smiled. When one cried, the other bled. They were inseparable, not out of choice, but out of fate. For a time, the twins wandered the early ghost realm in peace. They brought balance to wandering souls, guiding them to see truth within themselves. But as centuries passed, the twins began to notice something. The more they looked upon others, the more others began to see double. Ghosts whispered that when the twins appeared, reality blurred. Two suns rose instead of one. Two reflections shone where there should be none. The twins' gift was spreading, or perhaps it was a curse. The curse of reflection. Lyra, the gentler of the two, believed their power could heal fractured spirits. She touched broken souls and showed them glimpses of their better selves. Lauren, however, saw potential in manipulation. If a mirror could show one's truth, it could also show one's fear. He began to twist reflections, showing spirits false images of what they desired most. And when those spirits reached for what they saw, they vanished into the veil water, their essence consumed. Lyra pleaded with him. "Brother, this is not what we were made for." Leorin smiled, his face identical to hers except for the eyes. His eyes glowed like fractured glass. "Sister," he whispered, "we were not made at all." Their bond began to fracture. The deeper Leorin delved into deception, the weaker Lyra became. For they shared one soul, and his corruption poisoned them both. When she tried to break their link, he laughed. "There is no you without me. We are one curse, two faces." And in her anguish, Lyra made the first mirror. She took a shard of her essence and sealed it in obsidian glass, trapping his reflection within. She believed it would contain him, but mirrors are treacherous things. They remember what they reflect. The mirror war centuries later, as the ghost realms expanded and kingdoms rose. Whispers of the mirror burn reached the royal spirits. The banshee Maeve mourned for them. The demon Azrith, now the keeper of flame, warned that their existence disrupted the balance between shadow and soul. The twins' power was growing again, spreading like cracks through glass. Ghosts were vanishing. Reflections moved when they shouldn't. Some spirits awoke to find duplicates of themselves walking the spectral planes. The council of higher spirits gathered in secret. Maeve's voice trembled as she spoke. "If they are not stopped, the mirror will swallow the veil itself." Azrith's molten eyes flared. "Then I will burn their lake to ash," but even fire could not touch reflection. When Azrith's flames reached the veil water, the fire turned inward, consuming itself. From the rippling ashes rose two silhouettes, the twins now transformed. Their bodies shimmered like oil on water, their voices speaking in perfect unison. "Flame cannot burn what it cannot see," they whispered, "and sorrow cannot save what never lived." Maeve stepped forward, her wail echoing across the lake. "You have broken the balance," she said. "The veil trembles because of your deceit." Leorin smiled. "Deceit? No, songbird. We are truth, the truth you refuse to face." And with that, they shattered the surface of the lake. Reality split in two. The world of two suns, the ghost realm, fell into chaos. For the first time in eternity, spirits found themselves duplicated, one reflection kind, the other cruel. The real and the mirrored walk side by side, each convinced they were the original. Wars broke out, kingdoms tore apart, and trust became an illusion. Even Maeve herself faced her reflection, a banshee whose song killed instead of comforted. Azareth, seeing the chaos, sought to contain it with fire. He cornered the twins within a cathedral of glass that floated above the veil water, his flames licking the walls. But every time he struck them down, they reappeared identical, unburned. Endless flame, Leorin taunted. Yet you cannot burn away a reflection. Azareth roared, his inferno shaking the world. Then I will burn the world around you until only truth remains. It was Lyra who stopped him. Weakened, trembling, she stood between her brother and the Demon King. No more, she whispered. If one of us must fade, let it be me. Leorin's laughter stopped. You wouldn't. But she did. Lyra turned her power inward, shattering her own reflection. The veil water screamed as one half of their shared soul dissolved into mist. Leorin staggered, his body flickering as his essence unraveled like smoke. Yet before he vanished, he reached out and touched the surface of a nearby mirror. His voice echoed softly, "You cannot destroy a reflection, you can only hide it." And with that, he disappeared, his image sinking into the glass. The twins' legacy, Lyra, now half a soul, fell into a lake. But instead of sinking, she drifted, her reflection splitting and scattering across every mirror in the mortal and spirit realms. To this day, when a mirror cracks on its own, some say it's her trying to keep her brother from coming through. Azareth and Maeve sealed the veil water, casting a protective barrier around it made of flame and wail. But both knew it was temporary. The demon turned to the banshee, his voice low. "You felt it too," he said. "He's not gone." Maeve nodded. "No, he's waiting. And every reflection we make brings him closer." From the ashes of that battle, Lyra ascended as the third of the 6 royal ghosts. The Mirror Keeper, guardian of illusion, protector of truth within lies, and eternal watcher of her brother's prison. Yet sometimes, when spirits gather near still water, 2 shadows appear instead of one. And if you listen closely, you can hear a faint whisper from beyond the glass. Which one of us are you? Conclusion and tease. They say every story has 2 sides, the truth and the reflection. But what happens when the reflection learns to lie? The banshee sings, the demon burns, the twins deceive. And as the veil between realms thins, something ancient begins to stir in the storms above. Next time we meet the Wraith, the one who hunts the light itself.